Hey guys, so it's Lydia, and today I'm going to be talking about anxiety. I feel like in the church, anxiety is something that we don't really talk about. We have all these scriptures that say, do not worry and do not fear, so there's guilt connected to it, as in you aren't strong enough to trust God and it's a weakness. I feel like it's normal in our culture to struggle with anxiety. We have so much pressure placed on us to be perfect, to have the perfect bodies, the perfect grades, be the best son, daughter, spouse, parent that you can possibly be, to have more money, to have your whole future planned out. And that's not how God made us to be. We weren't made to have everything ready and everything done all at once. Matthew 6:34 says, "Therefore, do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. Each day has enough troubles of its own." We are not made to have everything figured out, and we aren't made to have everything laid out in our future. I like to use the parallel of God giving the children of Israel manna, and he said, store up just enough manna for that day, and I'll give you the rest for tomorrow. I feel like it's the same way for strength. God gives us the strength that we need for that day and that day only. He hasn't made us to worry about everything days and months in advance. I found a quote that says, "Our anxiety does not come from thinking about the future, but from wanting to control it." I struggled and still struggle with anxiety, and the times I'm most anxious are when I look at a situation and I don't want to give it to God, and I say, I don't trust you, and I want to handle this situation. I'm going to try to fix it in my own strength. I feel a need to control situations, and it hurts really badly when I see people that I love that are struggling and I can't control it. And so I try to gain control through my own behavior and my own performance. And when I fail, because I do fail, it's eventual, we're all human, I get overwhelmed and I feel hopeless. And of course, that's when the anxiety comes. I feel like we mess up when we don't allow ourselves the grace that God himself has extended to us, when we don't say, yeah, we're going to mess up, and forgive ourselves even though God himself has forgiven us. Messing up is a part of being human, and it's allowing God to work in us and make us better for him. We turn to short-term solutions instead of God when we're anxious, and that's not the way it should be. And we push God away instead of allowing him to care for us, which is really the only thing that he wants so desperately to do. He isn't overwhelmed or disappointed that you are struggling, and he has an amazing plan for your life, and he knows you are going to fail, but that you're also going to make it. Hebrews 13:5 says, "Never will I leave you, never will I forsake you." And that is so important, I feel like, because a lot of anxiety comes from, oh, people are going to leave me if I tell them about my struggles. God is someone that will never ever leave you, no matter how far you fall. And he also gives us peace. As children of God, he has extended to us peace. John 14:27 says, "Peace I leave with you, my peace I give you. I do not give to you as the world gives. Do not let your hearts be troubled, and do not be afraid." The closer we live to Christ, the less we live in anxiety. When we look at a situation that we would normally try to worry about, or we would grow anxious about, and we give it to him and consciously decide that we aren't going to worry about that situation, we're so much less likely to get overwhelmed about all these little things in our lives that can build up. And a scripture that I personally love to think about when I'm really anxious about the future, or really anything, is Jeremiah 29:11, which is, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you a hope and a future." And I feel like that's so important because God already has everything in our lives laid out, so why even stress about it? So next week, Ellie's going to be talking a little bit more about anxiety. Thanks.